Hello everyone. So welcome to my channel. So where I make as AWS and DevOps concepts, right? Super simple. So as beginner friendly. So if you are looking to level up your cloud computing skills, so hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss an update. Okay. If you are finding this content useful, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So your support keeps me motivated to bring you more DevOps concepts. Okay, so thank you. Thanks for watching. So if you have any queries, also you can ask in the comment section. So then I will definitely reply on the comments. Okay. So quickly share my screen. So today I am explaining the concept like Route 53. So what is Route 53? And let me share my screen. Yeah, share. Yes. So today I will explain the concept like what is Route 53 and so what is this Route 53? Why this we are using the Route 53? What are the Route 53 policies and the types? So and what are the solutions we are having using this Route 53? Okay, so this is the today's agenda. So let me explain the concept like how why we need this Route 53. Okay, so let me explain the again I will draw one more VPC here. So this is our VPC. Okay, so in this we are having application here. So in front of application we are having the load balancer here. Okay, so whenever we are entering into the internet gateway here, so this load balancer and this application both are having the IP address. Okay, IP addresses, right? So for example, this load balancer, I mean IP address is 172.3.16.4. Okay, so this is the 172.3.16. So 15. So this is the application IP. This is the load balancer IP. So in the end users, they are not using this IP address to access the application, right? So for example, amazon.com. So you are going in the browser, so you are www.amazon.com, or so you are clicking on the flipkart.com. So that's it, but you are not entering into the IP address, right? So this is the concept. So this Route 53 providing one service, so that is called DNS. DNS. So what is this DNS in the sense domain name system? Domain name system. Okay. So what this domain name system is like, and before going to explain this concept, so Route 53, right? In the AWS Route 53. So this why this 53 is came, right? So this is the default port of the domain name system communication. So that's why it is named as Route 53. So route in the sense it is routes the traffic from the AWS regions. Okay, so that's why it is referred as Route 53. Okay, 53 it is the default port of the domain name system. Okay, so let me explain in detail here. Now, so this is our VPC. This is our VPC here. So here our application is there, and this load balancer is there. So here, so whenever the request it is coming from this here, so here Route 53 is placed here. Okay. So what does this Route 53 is doing like? So whenever you are sending a request to the application, so in this Route 53 having multiple records here, having the multiple records. So it will having the here domain name and IP. So domain name and IP, domain name and IP. For example, your domain name is amazon.com. Amazon.com. This IP is belongs to 172.16.20. Okay. So whenever you are clicking on Amazon www.amazon.com, so it will go to here. It will go to this table, this route table. So and it will matching that particular IP, and the request it is forward going to the application. So this is what happens here. So this route 53 routes and matches the IP address with the domain name. So this is the concept of route 53. So let me go back to one more slide here, and we are having some types of policies here. So I mean routing policy. So simple routing policy. First one is simple routing policy. What is when we are using the simple routing policy? So only we are having only one server. Okay. So only we are having one server in the EC2. So one endpoint or one IP or one endpoint. So we can go for this simple route policy. The second one is weighted policy. Second one is weighted policy. Weighted policy concept. So here we are having multiple servers here in this weighted policy. So what does it like? So distributes the traffic based on the assignment weights here. Okay. So for example, this is the A server and this is the B server. Okay. So for example, A server and B server. So the requests are coming from the A server is very high. So it is 70%. Okay, it is 30%. So based on the request assigned weights, so then this policy will work. Okay. So then the next policy, like, let me take one more slide here. Yeah. So latency based routing here. So the third one is, one second, I think. Yeah. So latency based routing. Latency based routing. So it is majorly look for the end user's request. For example, I am an Indian user, so I am sending the request to the application. So in my application is available in the India region as well as the US region. Okay. So if the Indian user is sends the request to our application, this request is going to the Mumbai region here. Okay. So Mumbai region in the India. So instead of going for the US region, so the US region, so it is directly going through the India region, Mumbai region, because he's the end user in the India, so he can able to access the application with the less time. So less time in the sense no latency. No latency. If you are trying to access India user is trying to access the US or UK regions, so there may be some latency is there. There may be some latency issue is there. So that's why. So this latency based routing, like so direct traffic, I mean, so and direct traffic to the AWS region with the low latency for the user. So which is the whichever the nearest region is there, so he can sends the request whenever he sends the request. So that request will go to that particular nearby region. So then he can able to access without latency. So this is the one more concept, and failure routing. The fourth one is failure routing here. Let me take one more slide here. Yeah. So failure routing, fourth one. Failure routing here. Okay. So what this failure routing is does. So this is the primary server. Okay. and this is the backup server for the primary server. So this is the primary server, this is the backup server. So if this primary server fails, if this primary server crashed, okay, if this primary server crashed, when then that time the traffic switches directly to the backup server. Okay, this is the failure routing concept, because so primary server it is crashed, so then the directly traffic switches to the backup server. So this is the A server, this is the backup server B server. So directly switches traffic from the automatically switches to the traffic from the B. So then that time there is no latency here. Okay. So the end user is able to access these applications with easily. Okay. So application is in both the servers. So one server is it is crashed, or it is maybe some issues, it was down here. So then then this route 53 it will switches to directly the backup server. Okay, so then fifth one is next. I will go to the fifth one, geolocation. So geolocation here, geolocation. I mean, this is in the name itself. It is refers to the based on the geographical location. For example, if you're accessing the India.amazon.com. So this is for the Indian geolocation. So if you are having the US.amazon.com. So this is the concept. Okay. Okay. So these are the types of policies in the Route 53. Next, I will tell you how to do the domain registration in AWS. Okay. So domain registration. So go to the Route 53 in the AWS console. So create a domain registration here. So domain registration, provide your domain name. For example, my domain name is example.com. And after that, after you are providing the domain name, you need to pay the amount. You need to pay the amount. So, and you need to wait for the DNS propagation response. So DNS propagation response. So this is my example.com. This is my domain name. So I want to use this domain name in my EC2 instance. So then you can provide this example.com with the domain name, and this domain name this name will configured with our EC2 instance or with our applications. So this is the domain name registration. Or for example, next one more concept here. For example, you are having already you are already having the domain name here. So register domain name. I mean, you went for the GoDaddy website, and you already registered, for example, Bala 123. So this is my domain name. So I already registered. So here, if you are having the domain name, so AWS is having the feature name has hosted zone. So go to this hosted zone. So create hosted zone, create a new hosted zone, and so provide your provide your this domain name with the hosted zone, and this domain name. So this is the domain name. So and you need to provide the NS record for the NS record. So this is the NS record for the Route 53. So then you can use this Bala 123 as for your application access. Okay, so just instead of going for the IP addresses, we can create one name here, and we are assigning this IP with this IP. Why because of this domain name system. So domain name system we are using, for example, in this VPC. Okay, so this server is crashed. So this server is before crashing, the server IP is 172.1.1.2. So after this, sometimes some failures it's happening, and the server is down. and the new server is IP is 172.1.1.3. So this constantly changing these IPs. So sometimes we are using static IP. So sometimes we are using the dynamic IPs. So because of the end users will never use this IP address to connect with your application. So they are just going with the Amazon.com or Flipkart.com or Meesho.com. So www.meesho.com. That's it. So they are using the domain name system. They are not using our IP. So instead of using this particular things, and we can assign a static IP for our application, and this static IP is converted, and this static IP we are assigning with the domain name system for our domain name system, and using this domain name system, we are accessing our application. So this is the concept of Route 53. Okay. So I think it is clear. So for everyone, right? Right. So here, let me draw again VPC here. One moment. I will take the draw sketch here. So I will decrease my font size. Okay. So yeah. So this is the VPC. So here this is our application. Here this is our application. So this is the load balancer here. Load balancer. So here it is the Route 53 place here. So Route 53 place here. So whenever you are sends a request here, so it is checking the records here, and whichever the domain namespace here. So according to this domain name, it will send the request to load balancer, and load balancer will send the request in the through the applications. Here multiple applications we are having. So this is the Amazon.com. So and user sends the Amazon.com. So it will go for this particular Amazon instance. It will go for the Flipkart instance, and it will go for the Flipkart instance, and it will go for the Meesho application. So this Route 53 solves our DNS service. I mean, it provides the DNS service. So EC2 provides this compute service, right? So the same like, so this Route 53 provides services DNS. DNS in the sense domain name system. So if Route 53, route means it is routes the traffic from the AWS regions. So 53 means it is the default port of the domain name system communication. So that's why it is named as Route 53. So this is the concept. Okay, so this is the concept I want to explain today. So thank you so much. So please, I want to one request from all the users. Please subscribe my channel. Share it with your friends who want to learn the AWS deep dive. So this is the very useful content. Yeah. So thank you so much for your support.